Hey everyone, TI Freak here, coming back at you from the Cemetech 1.9 server. I meant to do recordings, within the last few days since it's been, 4 days now? Kinda went a little overboard on the not doing the video recording and doing a lot of building. And by that I mean, well, I've been busy. Managed to move all of my items over here from my shack to this particular spot. I managed to clear out a huge chunk. Um, Started up a farm. Decided to do basically 3 plots, which is water spot and then 4 out in each direction of wheat. I have a carrot farm, potato farm, and beetroot, and of course the associated chest with each one. And then I surrounded the place with jungle wood and cocoa beans, as you can tell. Obviously, I've been a little lazy in clearing this out, and I'll have to do that here after a while. But I figured, update video, time to get that done since I've gotten a lot of progress done the last few days. Started working on a house. Decided on a staircase design. I kind of like this. Cobblestone steps. Gives it a nice look and feel. The basic design idea I've had, I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with it yet. I think I may get rid of these indentions. Still a little iffy on that, I don't know yet. It kind of went to the back burner once I started on all my farm projects. Built myself a stable after I got the farm going. Hooked myself up with some sheep and bred them to get 32. Now I have 2 of each color, which took quite a bit of time to get done. But it is done, and I am slowly building up enough so I can begin a store of sorts for wool. A long way to go before I have any decent stock, though. Got my cows, and I put them over there, a little water source with slabs, as you can see. They seem to love to bounce in it for some silly reason. Must make them a little bit more fun than I am. Got my pigs. Planned on expanding this farm, and of course killing the herd off a bit so I can get the meat. Decided on a cobblestone road. I thought about going with a gravel road because I like the way the noise changes on it. Problem is every shovel that I went after, I was always getting fortune and never could get anything that was silk touch, so I kind of gave up on that. Built myself a basic iron farm. I think I got it built back on the 29th, it says. Sadly, the first day it only produced a stack before my own failure kind of burned me. The bottom layer of glass there, I'd accidentally made cobblestone, or stone brick, and forgot to light it, so they got killed by a zombie that spawned in there. So the next day I respawned a bunch of villagers, changed it all to glass, so nothing can actually spawn up in there now. My mistake. Since then, this is how much iron we've produced, and I have not used anything out of this. For fun, I set it to where I could shut off the lava. That way they can fall down here, and I can use my looting 3 sword on them, but it takes quite a few hits, and I don't really see much of an increase in iron that I get from it. So I just typically leave this on, and it'll take care of the golems while I'm doing my thing elsewhere. Got myself an egg collector. Kind of an important thing when you want to catch mobs. Also, if I decide that I want to fire this thing up a little bit faster, this is an egg killer, spawner killer. I was using a lava design in other servers and a previous iteration of this server on 1.8. However, I was noticing a bit of loss because the chicken would sometimes bounce up into the lava, and then of course you'd lose it, so I'm just letting it do uncooked chicken now. The circuit itself, as soon as it gets an egg, it fires the dispenser. No storage whatsoever. May seem dumb, but it is just as easy to come over here and do this. And little chicks will spawn inside there. Simple design, and, you know, simple works the best sometimes. Built myself up a cactus farm. It's very basic. See it better from over here. 6 cactus for the actual farm itself. Didn't really need too much. I don't need to use too much cactus. And over the last couple days it's produced that much, and I've used 4 or 5 cactus to do various dyeing. I had been using this area over here as a tree farm up until I built this big contraption. I'll still need to cycle through the dark oak a few times because I used a bunch on this build here. One of the other users built a mine shaft going down here. Sorry to say that I'll probably be covering this up because I kind of need to expand outward. I'm not entirely sure what all I'll build out here yet. I probably may reserve it for one of the games that I have intended. I don't know. It's on the to-do list, but not a top priority. Oh, you can hear the iron golem there being cooked, giving me that delicious iron. Oh yeah, before we get too far along, I did some exploring. Do love to go out into the extreme hills because you can find a great deal of emerald ores. Oops. Valuables chest would help. I'm up to 41 of them now. And when you can see where that light is, directly down there I have a 3 spawner setup that I have to begin building. I'm going to set it up to where it's an egging machine, because I'm going to need a lot of zombie eggs for one of my future game projects. That was a pretty cool lightning bolt. And going to turn it into an XP grinder. Shouldn't be too hard. Flip of a lever, move a piston. Something fun to deal with. And this is today's latest contraption. I built a sugarcane, pumpkin, and melon farm. It all does it in one shot, based off one timer. It's only been active for maybe an hour, and it's already produced this much. I have it cycling 4 stacks of feathers. It seems like I'm going to have to kill... Oh, let it go. Simple timer. Like I said, 4 stacks. Goes over here to a pulsar. If you've not seen one of these before, this basically charges a circuit. This locks this one while this powers this redstone. I've got it set to 3 ticks so it can power up through the torch tower into the various rows of pistons that I have up there. And once that shifts back over, this loses power, which unlocks, and then this fires that up through there. Ah, come on, Spider, you're just trying to steal my fame. Not that I really have any going for me at the moment. Oops. Apparently I need to learn how to jump. And up here, I have not quite built a roof yet. I'm going to see if one of my friends will be so kind as to give me some helpful hints. But as you can see, sugarcane, watermelon, and down below that is the pumpkins. It doesn't appear any of it's grown yet. But you got your layers of pistons all powered up off this. Fairly basic, fairly simple. I had designed something like this on another server, but they all went to different chests, and things got a little messy. They had their own timers for each one, and it was kind of annoying. As it pulses the pistons, it also sends a pulse up these lights. Not necessarily anything that had to happen, but I thought it would look cooler than having a whole bunch of dark oak slabs going across there. Bouncing real quick. Come on. You can watch it fire. Maybe. See? Nice little pulse. And we have extended. Get this put back up and sealed. I have extended the road upwards this way. I still have a lot of cutting out of this little hill mountain thing to deal with, which is kind of a pain, but it needs to happen. I have to run a pathway all the way over to this area here, back to the old shack, which I'll have to tear down, I think. I may leave it up, I'm not sure. Piece of my start. I don't believe I left anything in here. But this will be the future home of the train station that I have planned. It's going to at least to connect over to the south end of spawn and possibly to another user's home. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do there yet, but you know, lots of things to do. And this is for my friend Charn's little sis. Basically, she's creating a windmill setup. Behind that, she has free-range animals in that fenced-in area there. And that's how much of the windmill she's got created. I have to say she's a pretty good builder. Though she'd try and deny it. She usually does. That's the progress of it so far. And as she gets more of it built, I'll share that updates with you as well. And I do believe that's it. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them down below. Thanks. Thanks for watching.